Rich, episode 13.
Before we get into, my 49ers and everything, let me say that I appreciate that we've been consistent with our podcast. It's been every Tuesday, and it's been a great thing to turn it from dream to reality.
We've been just as consistent as my Eagles, in our defense.
Now, we've been a little more consistent than the Eagles.
Our offense is looking a little shaky, but it's all good. How you been? How you living?
You said a little shaky?
We're going to talk about it.
Your offense suspect. Your defense solid, your offense suspect.
Defense wins championships. So we have nothing to worry
Agreed.
about. Spitgate, Rich. Part 2. This time not Jalen Carter. Jamarr Chase. Can we spend a moment to talk about our feelings towards that?
I will say this. Jalen Ramsey is known to get under folks' skin.
So he deserves to be spit on?
Didn't say that. Slow down. He's sassy. Okay. Now, he's a great player. Much like other great cornerbacks before him, Rod Woodson, Charles Woodson, he's now transitioned into the safety position. I think it's a great move for him with his physicality, his ball hawking skills. Makes sense. You can't spit at somebody. And for the life of me, Jamarr Chase, we have cameras. We can see the spit come out your mouth. Give it up claiming you ain't spit at the man. Like, stop. You gotta stop that.
Just like Jalen Carter, there's no room in the game for disrespect. I think at the end of the day, you can talk trash. You can have, exclusive banter for the fans not to hear. And for as men, I can say you're trash or you can't guard me. I can talk about your moms. I could talk about your girlfriend. Wig is halfway on in the stands. But I'm not going to spit at you. I'm not going to spit on you.
He should have been ejected.
Facts. But at the same time, I applaud the NFL for doing their due diligence because for the life of me, I couldn't understand what took so long for them to figure out the whole thing that was going on, what was transpiring in the game. And also, if Jalen Carter gets ejected / suspended, that was Jalen Carter's suspension week 1. Jamarr Chase should face the same consequences. So I'm just glad it was a fair standpoint. And not just being an Eagles fan, but also from a vantage point of an NFL fan. And I'm just glad that, they handled the situation. I'm disappointed in Jamarr Chase because he is one of my favorite players to watch. He's a great wide receiver, probably one of the best of my generation. And it's just sad to see him behaving in such a manner and letting his emotions get the best of him.
So I agree wholeheartedly. You have to suspend him. And you can't have different rules because he was a first-team All-Pro and he was number 4 on the top 100. Like, if anything, because of your status and your stature, you should be held to a higher standard. You can't behave that way at all. Now, I will tell you this. I would pay to see them do a fight on pay-per-view. In the offseason, they should go ahead and, knuckle up. Pay-per-view, $59.95. Because I'm looking at the schedule like, do they play again? I think they already played twice.
Yeah. Another thing I wanted to say was just, I feel like he's just like, it was immature. Like, and I'm sure it was something that he regrets looking back on it, but it's also kind of goofy to me that you're appealing this decision. Like I heard somebody was telling me he was appealing.
He is. That don't make sense.
Dude, it's broad. It's in 4K. Like literally, I'm not going to show the spit, but you spitting on him, like, and you're appealing that.
And you should be fined.
Facts. Because Jalen Carter got fined like $50,000.
And one thing I will say about how the Eagles handled the Jalen Carter situation, they didn't wait for the NFL to hand down the discipline. Jalen Carter was suspended at the team level before the league office in New York got involved.
That's how we handle business. That's how champions handle business.
So for me, what this is doing is shining a light on the Bengals organization.
Yeah.
Are you giving him preferential treatment because of his status as one of the best players in the NFL?
And Zach Taylor kind of made a comment that kind of rubbed me the wrong way as well, talking about, he understands what he did.
No, he doesn't, because he's in denial.
He's had moments like this or something like that.
No.
Like, that's unacceptable as a head coach. And I'm just going to say this on paper right now. Remember I said this. He needs to be fired immediately. Like, he's already... I can't see how the man keeps his job after this. They haven't been in the conversation in the AFC Championship since 2021, and you're supposed to have a top 3 quarterback.
Top 5 to 7, not top 3.
Yeah, well, everybody kept saying top.
Point.
Who's your top 3? Just so we're on the same page.
In a hypothetical, if I'm starting a team.
Yeah. Mahomes, Lamar, Allen.
Mahomes, Allen, Lamar.
Okay. If I'm starting a team, Hurts, Mahomes, Lamar. Josh Allen turns the ball over too much.
If you're starting a team, like, ladies and gentlemen, this is the ultimate homer. There is no way. He might be the only person on the planet that's going to start a team with Jalen Hurts over Patrick Mahomes. Yes, I understand the Eagles just beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
Yes, I understand he outplayed them twice in the biggest stage in the world. Yes.
Jalen Hurts played great football in the second game.
He outplayed him both games.
No, that's not true.
Okay, look at the stats.
That's not true.
Look at the stats.
Well, one guy won the MVP the first time. One guy's team.
And he had an MVP season that season. But that's besides.
This is not about the
quarterback. This is about the Bengals and Jamarr Chase.
You brought up Jalen.
But my point for saying all this is, as a head coach, the discipline has to start within. You should never be publicly defending a player of his wrongdoing. In no way, shape, or form.
Agreed 100%. Now, I will say, I haven't seen Jamarr Chase behave like this before.
No.
So, we're not going to crucify him.
But at the same time,
actions have consequences.
Exactly.
You serve your consequences.
Exactly.
And you go forward. Because you also have to know your personnel.
Exactly.
Like, Jalen Ramsey is just one of those guys
that's just going to say stuff.
That's going to incite you to attempt to get you to become violent. So you got to be able to keep your cool. And as long as, for me, there's no justification for spitting on someone.
Right.
It's one of the most disrespectful things you could do to a person, if not the most disrespectful.
Right.
Now, depending on, I don't know what was said, but there's no justification for spitting on someone. You talking trash, you cursing each other out, whatever the case may be, keep it there. Keep it there.
I agree. Yeah, I mean, it's a sad case. Hopefully he learns from this decision, his mistake, and hopefully the suspension and him having some off time away from the team can teach him how to have better actions. Let's move on. NFC playoff picture.
Hey! Look at the synergy on Straight No Chase.
So, Rich.
Right now.
Name
I'm
the team.
going to give you the playoff picture as it stands today.
Let's get it.
Eagles are the 1 seed.
Okay.
The only team that gets the bye.
Absolutely.
As of today.
Absolutely.
With their head-to-head tiebreaker over the Rams.
It's going to stay that way.
That's debatable. Number 2 seed, the Rams. Number 3 seed, the Bears. Mm-hmm. Number 4 seed, the Buccaneers. Those are the 4 division leaders as of today.
Okay.
Wild card teams right now. You have the Seattle Seahawks. Mm-hmm. You have the Green Bay Packers. You have the San Francisco 49ers. I'm going to ask you, of the 7 teams currently in today, who will not make the playoffs in the NFC? And why?
If I had to choose today, out of those 7 teams.
The 7 teams who are currently in, give me the one team you are not sold on in terms of making it to the playoffs officially. And why?
One of the NFC North teams between the Bears and the Packers.
I'm putting you on the spot on straight no chase. Pick one. Who won't be in the playoffs, the Bears or the Packers? Why?
I'm going to say the Packers.
Why?
Reason why I say the Packers, obviously you have a different answer. But that's not why I'm saying it. I think the tie is going to hurt them. I think their lack of offensive production is going to hurt them. They have too many games this season where they have played up to their competition and down to their competition. They lost to the Browns. They have obviously lost to us. And they lost to the Panthers. Not to mention, they tied with the Cowboys. Not to mention, Josh Jacobs could be missing some time now with a knee injury. So,
good point.
What this looks like to me, they're already without Tucker Kraft. They're already without Jaden Reed. They're already without Josh Jacobs now. Christian Watson is just coming off an ACL injury. The Packers are in trouble, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, do the Bears have a tough schedule going out? Absolutely.
Tough is an understatement.
The Bears have you guys on Monday Night Football.
Loss.
They have the Eagles on Black Friday.
Loss.
The Packers at the Packers, December 7th.
Loss.
Browns, Packers. No, I'm sorry. Correction. They have the Steelers, the Eagles, the Packers, the Browns, the Packers again, the 49ers, and the Lions.
They are 7-3. In their last 6 games, they will be lucky to go 500. They will be lucky to go 3-3 and finish 10-7.
Anything can
the
happen.
last
in
6
NFL.
games of their schedule, totally brutal. Needless to say, the team that's in that I believe will not be in, the Bears. They won't make it.
So you're not sold on the Bears?
Multiple reasons.
Give me yours.
The schedule. Mm-hmm. Packers twice, Lions, 49ers, Eagles, Steelers, and Browns. Like, you playing out of those 6 games, you're playing 5 teams who will be in the playoffs, more than likely. And the 6th team has, in my opinion, the Browns, the best player in all of football in Myles Garrett. So that's reason number 1. Mm. The second reason for me, when you get to this point of the season in the NFL,
you start figuring teams out.
And they start figuring you out. Mm-hmm. End of the season and the playoffs, what wins? Star power. The Bears don't have it. If I asked you who was the best player on the Bears team, who would you say?
I wouldn't be able to answer that.
You're going to say Caleb Williams by default just because you know he was the number 1 pick.
Yeah, and he's a quarterback. Maybe DeAndre Swift, but not. He doesn't scare you.
If we go through the other players or we go through the other teams and we say who's the best player on the team, you're going to ramble 2 or 3 names off right away. Who's the best player on the Eagles?
Saquon Barkley, Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith,
Who's the best player on the Rams?
Matthew Stafford,
Puka Nacua,
Devontae Adams, the running back, Kyron
Williams. Who's the best player on the Bucks?
Baker Mayfield, Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, even though he's hurt, Emeka Ibuka, running back, two, Bucky Irvin and what's the other ones? Rashad White.
Seattle Seahawks, Jackson Smith and Jigba.
And Jigba, Cooper Kupp, Kenneth Walker.
Green Bay Packers, Micah Parsons.
Josh Jacobs.
Jordan Love.
49ers,
Romeo
Doubs, Christian McCaffrey.
Who's the best player on the Bears?
I guess you have to, by default, like you said, Caleb Williams.
And you can't really name. They don't have enough star power. They are 7-3 because they beat up on the likes of the Giants,
Commanders,
the Raiders.
Yeah.
None of those teams are going to be in the playoffs. The Bears get the audition for the playoffs the last 6 games of the regular season. Because the majority of the teams they're playing will be playing in the playoffs. If they can go 500 or better, then the audition may go well and they may end up there. I don't see them going 500 or better. The last 6 games, I don't see them winning 3 of them.
So let's right now.
So I'm looking at 9-8 for the Bears on the outside looking in.
Outside looking in, between the Lions, the Panthers, and the Cowboys, who would you say has the best chance to get in?
One of my former,
without looking at the probability.
One of my former colleagues used to say, education simplifies, ignorance complicates.
Okay.
I would venture to say that I'm educated, so I'm going to keep it simple. The Detroit Lions. They're the best team of those 3. Between Lions, Panthers, Cowboys,
I agree.
Detroit Lions are the best team. And they're only out of the playoff picture temporarily, right? They have, 7 games remaining? They're 6-4. They'll do what needs to be done to, at a minimum, end up with the 7th seed.
So let me ask you this. Looking at their schedule, they end with the Giants, the Packers, the Cowboys, the Rams, Steelers, Vikings, and Bears.
They're 6-4.
They're 6-4 currently.
They beat the Giants.
They lost, mind you, they lost to the Packers already.
They beat the Giants and the Cowboys. They already lost to the Vikings. They'll beat the Vikings.
Christmas Day in Minnesota.
They already lost to the Packers. They'll beat the Packers, especially when you talk about all the injuries they had when you spoke on why you don't think they'll make the playoffs. So I'm looking at the Detroit Lions. They're 6-4. Giants, Packers, Cowboys, Vikings, Bears.
Steelers.
They win 10 or 11 games.
And Steelers.
And they go 5-2 or 4-3 to end the season. They'll be 11-6 or 10-7.
Mind you, they play the Steelers on a Monday, and then they follow with the Vikings on a short week. Tough, hard-hitting Steelers team, and then go travel to Minnesota to play the Vikings on Christmas.
By then, they may have already clinched.
Okay. Look at now, just for entertainment purposes, for our audience, the Panthers' chances. They have you all on Monday Night Football, Rams, Saints, Bucks, Seahawks, Bucks again. All my Panthers fans out there, do they have any chance to go? Any chance?
Slim to none, because their schedule reminds me a lot of the Bears' schedule in terms of the difficulty and the strength of schedule. But they have 2 more losses than the Bears, right? The Bears are 7-3. So the Bears did what they were supposed to do the first 10 games. They beat the teams they were supposed to beat, right? So they have somewhat of a cushion that the Panthers don't have. You got the Bucks twice. You got the 49ers,
The Rams,
the Rams,
and the Seahawks,
and the Seahawks,
and the Saints that you already lost to.
They're 6-5. Mm-hmm. They looking at maybe 9-8, maybe.
And to your point,
more like 8-9
about them finishing their food. I was at the game when they played the Cardinals. They could have easily won that game. They lost, unfortunately, due to turnovers, simple mistakes, penalties, not being able to finish, not being able to get off the field. And then they lost to the Saints, of course, a couple weeks ago, 17-7.
When you are trying to make the playoffs and ultimately win a Super Bowl,
you can't afford to lose.
You can't lay any eggs.
Yeah, I agree.
You can't win it. You can't lose any games you're supposed to win.
Yeah.
And you got to win some games you're projected to lose.
Right.
And looking at the Panthers right now, they got my 49ers next Monday night, 6-6.
Then the Rams.
6-7.
Then the Saints.
7-7.
Then the Bucks.
7-8.
Then the Seahawks.
7-9.
Then the Bucks again.
I'll give them 8-9. They'll split against the Bucks. I don't think the Bucks are gonna sweep them. Those division games are always tough.
Okay. So now
want to entertain folks even further?
Let's go to the 49ers.
Want to go with the Cowboys? Oh, my 49ers? Come on, let's talk about my 49ers. We 7-4. What we got?
So, 49ers to end the season. Panthers, Monday Night Football.
8-4.
Then the Browns.
9-4.
Then the Titans.
10-4.
Then the Colts.
Colts. We may drop that one. Let's say 10-5.
Then the Bears.
11-5.
And then Seahawks.
We might be resting some starters that last game against the Seahawks. We probably be done clinched 11-6.
Okay.
Because we already beat them too, so we'll split with the Seahawks. I'm going to say 11-6. We lose to the Colts and the Seahawks for the remainder of the season. We beat everyone else. Being realistic and objective. Now, you know when I pick, I'm picking my 49ers 17 times out of 17. You understand?
So the Cowboys, to finish the season.
America's team.
They have America's Game of the Week this Sunday against my Philadelphia Eagles wearing Kelly Green in Dallas to bring it back to old times' sake.
I'm picking them to beat y'all.
Good luck with that.
I'll learn my lesson picking against y'all next year.
Right. Then they had the Chiefs on Thanksgiving. Then they visited the Lions on Monday Night Football, I believe. And then that's Thursday Night Football. Then they'll be playing the Vikings, the Chargers, hosting the Vikings and the Chargers. Then visiting the Commanders on Christmas Day. And then they're at the Giants to end the season. Right now, they're currently 3-5-1.
4-5-1. They got the Raiders.
4-5-1. Excuse me. 4-5.
Looking at their schedule, right? Again, much like the Bears and the Panthers, it's brutal. You got the Eagles, you got the Chiefs. So their next two games are against the Super Bowl participants. Then after that, you get Detroit. They might lose all three of those games. Then you got the Vikings, Chargers, Commanders, Giants. In terms of like games they're going to be favored to win, they won't be favored to win another game until probably the Commanders. They're not going to be favored to beat y'all or the Chiefs or Detroit. Because it's at home, they may be favored to beat the Vikings. They probably won't be favored to beat the Chargers, regardless of where it is. They'll probably be favored to beat the Commanders and the Giants. They're 4-5-1. I'm going to say 4-8-1, 5-8-1. They might be 7-9-1. They might win 3 more games, maybe. Commanders, Giants, and maybe one of those other 5.
Interesting.
What do you say?
You already know. I think they don't have a puncher's chance of beating us or the Chiefs. And then the Lions is a Thursday night. The Detroit Stadium is extremely loud. Ford Stadium is extremely loud. I think they lose their next 3. I think they're going to get the Vikings and lose to the Chargers, or vice versa, lose to the Vikings and get and beat the Chargers.
You saying they splitting those two?
Yeah, and then I think they definitely get the Commanders. Even though I think the Commanders are going to try to play spoilers because that's what they love to do.
You can't spoil a team that's out of the hunt by then.
And then the Giants, I think they just smashed them just to give themselves pride.
When they start getting to the playoff picture, you got division leaders is the first column.
Right.
You got wild card is the second column.
Right.
You got in the hunt is the third column. They don't show you the fourth column. You know what that's called? What? On the clock for the draft.
Facts.
Cowboys have been on the clock column around about December.
I agree. And then last but not least, I gotta find a way to talk about my Eagles every episode.
Shocker.
Who would you say? Do you think they maintain the number one seed, or you think we get dethroned? We have to end the season: the Cowboys, Bears, Chargers, Raiders, Commanders, Bills, Commanders.
You all are currently 8-2.
8-2.
Looking at your schedule, what you all have going for you, you beat the Rams,
the Bucks,
you beat the Bucks,
the Chiefs,
you beat the Packers. So on the NFC side of the bracket,
and the Lions,
and you beat the Lions,
and the Cowboys.
On the NFC side of the bracket, if you beat the Bears, then you will have beaten all of the teams who could potentially end up as division winners.
Right.
Which means if you end up with the same record, you'll have the tiebreaker against all of them.
Facts.
So they have to end up with a better record than you. In my opinion, the only team that has a chance
is the Rams
to end up with a better record than you by the end of the regular season is the Rams, because they only need to be one game better than you for the rest of the season. The tiebreaker won't help you if there is no tie. You follow me?
Yeah.
So 8-2 Eagles, 8-2 Rams. Looking at you all's schedule, you could potentially lose to the Bills. I'm going to say you split with the Commanders just because division games are tough. It's hard to say. You'll beat the Raiders. You'll beat the Bears. You may lose to the Chargers. I'm going to say 13-4 or 12-5.
So you think we lose 2 more games for sure?
2 to 3 more games. I don't think you're 15-2. I think you lose more than one more.
You don't
game.
think we're 14-3?
No, I think you lose more than one more game. I think you 13-4. If you fall asleep at the wheel, maybe you're 12-5.
And then let's look at the Rams' remaining schedule. The likelihood of them getting the number one seed. They have the Bucks, the Panthers, the Cardinals, the Lions, the Seahawks, the Falcons, and the Cardinals.
The plot has just thickened. Kind of a mediocre schedule for the remainder of the season. Tough games against the Bucks and Lions and Seahawks. You got Cardinals twice, Panthers and Falcons. That's 4 games they should win. That's 12 wins right there.
Also, let's call this a spade. The Panthers have impressive wins. They beat the Packers. And they also beat the Packers.
The Falcons.
They beat the Falcons. And
Cowboys.
They beat the Cowboys. So they proved they could be good offenses. Right? They had some tough wins this year.
Jury's still out on whether or not any of those teams make the playoffs.
Facts.
Falcons, Packers, Cowboys.
And then also the Falcons beat the Bills at home. So I'm saying it to say the Rams don't have an easy road out either. If anything, they might have an even harder schedule than us to end the season. They still have to play the Bucks. They still have to play the Lions. and they still have to play the Seahawks and the Cardinals twice.
They sweep the Cardinals. The Cardinals are terrible. They sweep them.
They might play spoilers. You never know.
Possible, but unlikely.
It's hard. Division games, to your point, are always hard. So we'll just see. I just wanted to go through that. But if you had to make a decision now.
It's a 2-team race between you all and the Rams.
For the number 1 seed.
For the number 1 seed.
Who would you say? What would you give?
Because you all have the same record right now, and you have the tiebreaker. If I was a betting man, I would bet that the Eagles retain the number 1 seed. I wouldn't bet that the Rams would overtake you all because you got the head-to-head tiebreaker, and it's a very real possibility that you end up with the same record.
So let me ask you this. Give me your 7 teams now to make the playoffs. In order.
Well, let me start with the 7 teams. The only thing I'm changing, I'm taking the Bears out and I'm putting the Lions in. The other 6 teams will be there.
The same exact order.
The Packers will be the 7th seed. We climb to 5 or 6, depending on whether or not we sweep the Seahawks or we split with them. We already beat them. The winner of the Seahawks-49ers game that remains ends up as the 5 seed. The loser ends up as the 6 seed. The division winners stay exactly the same. But I'm saying Detroit wins the North over the Packers and Bears. Eagles, Rams, Lions, Bucks, 49ers, Seahawks, Packers.
All right, if I had to choose, I would say Eagles, Rams. Out of that division.
It's okay to copy off my paper. Is that like, I'm approving that. You don't have to pick something different just to be different. Like,
I'm gonna say Lions, Bucks. Then I'll go Seahawks. I think the Seahawks remain to 5. I think you guys will go to 6. I think the Packers will get booted out and the Panthers will be 7. Somehow I think the Panthers might make a run at this thing.
okay.
We'll see.
They're going to have to buckle their chin straps.
We'll
That
see.
schedule is brutal.
It is brutal. Now, let's go to games this week. We talked a lot about playoffs. First game we got, make sure you write your picks down because you know you like to cheat every week. America, we'll put on the screen whose the record is better, whatever. That stuff doesn't matter for real. We all know I'm going to be the champion. I'll have a trophy at the end of this season. Bills and Texans. Who do you like?
Interesting Thursday night game. Not so, straightforward as to who should be favored. I think I'm going to go with Buffalo. Texans do have the number 1 defense in the NFL. They play tough. But I think the Bills are getting ready to hit their stride.
I like the Bills as well. I think there's going to be too much for the Texans. The Texans are not a really good team this year. They've actually been kind of disappointing. And I just don't think it's enough. What week are we in? We're in week 12. Next game, we have the Jets and the Ravens. Who do you like and why?
Oh, Ravens. They win their 5th game in a row.
I think the Jets are just not a good football team. It's self-explanatory. The Ravens have been hot as of late. They've been getting creative with their offense. They're finally getting Mark Andrews involved and hopefully Derrick Henry. I think this is going to be the Derrick Henry game. I think they run all over the Jets. Next game, we have the Steelers and the Bears.
I think Aaron Rodgers may have broken his wrist,
Yeah.
left wrist.
Yeah.
Going with the Bears. Not sold on Mason Rudolph at all.
I like the Bears as well. I just think the Steelers, unfortunately, this year don't have much to offer the NFL as far as talent on the offensive side of the ball. It's actually an unfortunate situation. I think the Bears find a way to win just to come to Philly and get disappointed next week. Next game. Who do you like and why? We have the Patriots visiting the Bengals. I'm sorry. Patriots and the Bengals.
Easy work, Patriots. Drake May and company get it done.
Why?
Because the Bengals are the Bengals.
No Jamarr Chase. No problem?
No Jamarr Chase. No chance.
I like the Patriots as well. I just think they're hot right now. The Bengals have virtually no defense. It was embarrassing these past few weeks of them playing NFL competition. They look like they belong on a college field. Anyway, Giants and the Lions. I like the Lions. I think they're going to bounce back. I think their offense is going to get hot. Even though I think the Giants are going to play them tough in the beginning, I think the Lions just find a way to win. Ultimately, they're back at home. It's loud at Ford Field, and I think it's going to be too much for the Giants.
This doesn't happen often. I agree with your assessment of the Lions-Giants game. I'm going with the Lions.
Next game, we have a division matchup, the Vikings and the Packers. Who do you like and why?
Vikings and Packers, I'm going to go with the Packers. Lambeau Field this time of year, cold. The Vikings not about that life.
I like the Packers as well. I think the Packers are finding their stride once again. I think they're going to find a way to win. And, yeah, I like the Packers this week. Colts and Chiefs, an interesting matchup. If the Chiefs lose, it's more than likely they might not make the playoffs because they can't afford that many more losses.
That's enough for me to pick the Colts. I would like to see the Chiefs miss the playoffs.
And I'm saying that to say I like the Chiefs. I think they don't lose. I think they're trying to find a way to win, and they're going to sneak in the playoffs and be somebody's upset. So I like the Chiefs in this game. Next game, we have the Seahawks and the Titans. Who do you like and why?
Easy work part 2. Seahawks. The Titans are terrible.
The Titans
and the Seahawks, chip on their shoulder, losing a tough division game against the Rams last week. They'll be on get back.
I think the Titans have virtually nothing to play for except draft pick. And if they were smart, they would just take Cam Ward out just to preserve him. Let him be a healthy scratch. See what else you have. And save your quarterback at least for next season. Try to draft some talent around him. Try to give him some support as far as O-line help. And get your defense back competitive. Therefore, I like the Seahawks. Next game, we have the Jags and the Cardinals. Who do you like and why?
I'm going with the Jags. The Cardinals may not win another game. They're terrible.
Unfortunately, the Cardinals were my playoff pick, but they have been terrible. I like the Jaguars as well.
It's about like me picking the Dolphins.
Browns and Raiders. Who do you like and why?
I'm going with the Browns.
I like the Browns as well. I think the Raiders are not a very good football team. They showed
Browns
us
are not much better, but
they showed us on Monday Night Football why they shouldn't ever be on Monday Night Football again until they draft a quarterback with some competence. I like the Browns.
This just in, breaking news or breaking prediction. Myles Garrett breaks the NFL record for sacks in one season. I believe he has 15. He needs 8. I think he gets that.
We'll see. Next game, we have my Philadelphia Eagles visiting the 4-5-1 Dallas Cowboys. It sounds like a locker combination. This is self-explanatory. The Eagles are going to BTA the Cowboys. If you don't know what that means, it's on the screen. BTA.
I would.
Go ahead, pick against us again.
Nah, I picked against y'all. I picked the Rams. I picked the Bucks. I picked the Lions. They all beat you all.
Keep going picking.
Although it's a division game, Cowboys should have got y'all week 1. Conventional wisdom says they get y'all this Sunday. I'm going to go against the grain. I'm going to pick the Eagles to win.
Oh, smart man. Because you know that record was about to get lower and lower. But anyway, Falcons and Saints. I like the Falcons. I think the Saints are terrible. The Saints are just going to beat the Saints. But no Michael Penix.
Is it your cousin or my cousin playing? Oh, it's Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins is playing? He's back on the team?
Yeah, he was in the game last week.
Oh, I don't follow the Falcons, but I should. Falcons. Who you like?
What's the Saints record? How many games have they won? They might be due for another game.
2-8.
The Falcons act like they don't want to give Bijan Robinson the ball. Maybe they give him the ball this week. I'm going to go with the Falcons.
Bucks and Rams. Sunday Night Football in L.A.
I'm going with the Rams. They have the best quarterback in the league right now. He's playing lights out football. He's been on the heater. They are on, nice win streak. They got Puka Nacua back healthy. Devontae Adams playing well. Kyron Williams. I'm going with the Rams.
I think the Bucks are tired of losing. They've lost a few games as of late. I think they find a way to win. I'm going to roll with the Bucks this week.
And then you picking the Panthers to beat my 49ers? You feeling real greasy this week, huh?
Sometimes you got to take that risk.
Okay, go ahead. Make it official with that Panthers pick, though.
Last but not least, Monday Night Football. We have the Panthers and the 49ers. I think the Panthers are going to find a way to win. I'm going to go with the Panthers this week.
I already told you. 17 weeks. I'm picking my 49ers 17 times.
Good luck with that.
Well, we're 7-4. I'm doing just fine with it.
6-4.
No, we're 7-4.
Oh, you're 7-4.
Yeah. I'm soon to be 8-4.
7-5. 7-5. But that's all we got for y'all today. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe.
Straight no chase.
We're out.
Over and out.
Deuces.